No infections were found among children who received the vaccine in a recent clinical trial, and Pfizer says the kids produced strong antibody responses and experienced no serious side effects. Well, they aren't exactly young whippersnappers, but a more youthful group of seniors can now get the jab at Bolton and York regions as the threshold for the shot lowers to 65 and up. Hospital Association says we now have more patients in the province's ICUs than at any point since the pandemic began. And with COVID cases soaring, health experts are urging the Ford government to lock things down again ahead of the Easter long weekend.
Time now for 680 Sports.
From Sportsnet 5.
We gotta start on.
Hey, good morning once again. The Maple Leafs waking up this morning, a single point up on the Jets that top the Scotia North Division, and that's the matchup tonight and Friday. They were totally off yesterday, so we'll have to the morning skate at around noon to get an update on their goaltending.
By the way, if your cell tower catches fire, those parts aren't usable again, according to Mr. Helicopter Pilot.
And Sportsnet, the Canucks and Flames both 4 points out of the playoffs. They face each other at 10:30. Sportsnet has that game as well.
We got to start giving old people jerseys, and the jersey number will be their age.
10th in the East and a spot in the play-ins, looking to win with an elusive win, 8 o'clock in OKC against the Thunder tonight. Just one.
Oh, that got boring really quick.
And last year,
I hit go live, the news disappeared.
It is the most trying time for many people in business, and people that have decided that, okay, business has come to them and said, we're not making money this year. We'll keep you on, but can you take a pay cut? If you're listening to me right now, how does this compare to your current situation? MP's gonna get an automatic raise tomorrow.
Really?
416-870-6400. Let's open up the phone lines to get your reaction to this, because I think it's
that's why they took the S off. Let us know. You don't count.
Thanks, Kelly. Looking around our highways, the good news is that we're not dealing with any new trouble spots. We've got some slow sections on volume-related delays, and again, a bit of like rain falling as well. But again, really eased off this past hour.
If I pressed this button 15 minutes earlier, we'd have some news.
Bloomington and the roundabout things there have cleared away.
Hi, I'm Keith.
Tell us about the fire.
For this trouble spot in Scarborough. Midland is still shut down both ways between Progress and Shepherd for an ongoing fire investigation. Get 20 times a point this Friday to Sunday at Shoppers Drug Mart.
Not really. It's shut down because a big chunk of metal leaning over the fucking road.
I'm Kimberly Fowler with Global
I didn't see it. I heard it.
Toronto Shopper
I see it in my mind's eye. You know, Magic Radio.
Shop today and get our best savings on devices
I've
and
been tuning
accessories at best, because
imagination by listening to radio dramas, and I'm going to work for the FBI as an insurance investigator.
Low pressure.
Opposites track.
You're so
Then I'll go up north and strike gold.
Let's make precipitation.
Yeah, but everyone hates it when we get together.
Except Subarus. They love spring showers. Help the company build a new facility that will expand its influenza vaccine production capacity while giving it the tools to complete other vaccines on a mass scale. According to the Star, the federal government will be
I'm more interested now. It was 17. Was it not -6? They told us it was going to be last night.
This country's lack of vaccine manufacturing capacity has been identified.
It's 8 degrees now. They said it was already the high of 17.
This project won't help with COVID-19 vaccines.
Explain the weather, bitch.
Expected to be completed until 2027. The Federal Minister of Innovation and Federal Health Minister will be joined by Mayor Tory and the Premier for the 10 o'clock announcement. I'm Laura Carney.
You know, if we start at 0 and you go to 17 and you go back to 8, that's more than half.
The death of George Floyd. ABC's Anika Jochi is in Minneapolis.
The day featured testimony from several bystanders who were at the scene. First, Donald Williams, the mixed martial artist, telling jurors he felt he just witnessed a murder. Throughout day 2, several minors offered
testifying about it. I'd say you witnessed a murder.
More and more weight on it.
The biggest moment of the day, Minneapolis firefighter Genevieve Hansen, who was off duty at the time of the incident. Her testimony became
in Toronto, people would get up in the cop's face about that shit.
She would have been distracted from fighting a fire herself if a crowd showed up, suggesting Chauvin was distracted from bystanders, preventing him from noticing Floyd's rapidly deteriorating condition.
Hansen will be back on the stage.
They were yelling at him to get off his neck. He can't breathe.
News time 9:20.
Are you the parent of a child or teen?
Stop yelling at me that he can't breathe, because I can't notice that he can't breathe.
Difficulties in social
The
situations.
classic KKK
Do they have
defense.
trouble developing friendships or making conversations? If so,
Who's the
he or
Detroit
she may
cops
qualify
got?
for a
Oh, you're
research
racist.
study
That's a
at
mental
Holland
illness. You get
They are currently studying a drug
pension,
called
immediate
Alexis
retirement, and
to improve social functioning in
2/3
children
pay
and teens with
tax-free the
autism.
rest of your life.
For
Way to
more
go.
information, visit hollandbloorview.ca/ARVA-study or check out the Holland Bloorview website.
Oh,
to
so I
learn
know the
about
sound
research.
cut out. That happens
It's the Jeep No
so
Limit Sales
regularly.
Event, where you can enjoy big discounts on the original SUV.
Oh, it's
The one
okay
that
though.
continues to
They're already
define
onto the Chinese
and
news.
redefine
I'm
what
saying
an
when I
SUV
turn
can be. The most
Stood
awarded
up.
SUV ever. Right now, enjoy up to $8,100 in discounts on select Jeep models. Plus, $2,500 in loyalty cash for select
Where's my pedometer?
Jeep
What
No
the
Limits
fuck?
event, where adventure has no limits. On now. See your Jeep dealer for details.
6 City News Time 9:21.
Traffic and weather together on the one brought to you by TELUS Smart Home Security. Here's Zach Bodenstein.
Things are pretty busy out there still,
Good
westbound
stuff.
401 especially, from Nielsen in the Express and Markham Road collectors to Kennedy, so things are getting better, but again, still a pretty busy drive. Then we have this closure of Midland from Progress to Shepherd. It's because of fire cleanup. Westbound 401 busy again from the 404 Express west to Bayview collectors towards Avenue. Eastbound 401 delay through Mississauga Road. Then again from Dixon to the 400 in the Express. Southbound 404 DVP slow go from Elgin Mills to 16th, and then Finch heavy down to south of Lawrence. Eastbound QEW slow from east of Trafalgar to Ford Drive, then East Gardner from the Humber Bridge to east of Dufferin. And also looking at delays, southbound 410 approaching Sandalwood to Beauvais. With TELUS Smart Home Security, get plans starting at just $12 a month on a 3-year term. Order at TELUS.com/smarthome. Conditions apply. With the forecast, here's Jill Taylor.
Many showers, rain showers, drizzle coming to an end this
12,
morning. Celebrates for the afternoon.
$438.
Gusty wind.
Bastard.
Wind will pick up out of the west-northwest. We've already reached our guaranteed high. It was 17 degrees.
Only
very
damn
early
people
this
stealing
morning.
from me, the goddamn cell phone company, cable company. Now you want me to charge me less protection money, bastards. Goddamn mafiosi is what you are. I'm just preparing for when they put me in the long-term care home either.
Mainly cloudy for most, but some areas in the
You're
North
running,
GTA
man.
could get a
This
little
is
burst
where you
of
live
snow
now.
mid-morning
This is
tomorrow.
where you
And
live
then we
now.
should have a fair amount of sunshine for the Easter long weekend. 5 degrees for Good Friday, 10 on Saturday. Just a slight chance of showers.
So we got a 4-day weekend and March break coming up this month. You guys are geniuses. Nobody mentioned that this whole time. You know why? Because the kids know. Hey, 5 + 2 + 2 + 2 + 1 + 1. You're not gonna do no schoolwork this month.
Coming up at
You're not.
9:30, a troubling update from the Ontario Hospital Association as the number of people in the province's intensive care units hits a pandemic high. But encouraging news this morning from Pfizer on the
Hey,
effectiveness
that's
of
a
its
different
vaccine on adolescents.
6 City News Time 9.
Look at all the people coughing and spitting and sticking needles in their arms. Yeah, I'm used to that. I'm used to all those things.
Quality orange tractors, but we also offer Kubota construction equipment.
Ooh.
Kubota skid
I'll
steers
take
and
it to Belco.
excavators are equipped with Kubota's powerful, easily accessible engines that deliver reliable performance, exceptional fuel efficiency, and less noise.
Oh, fuck about the noise. We already got noise bylaws here. Guess what? During the hours I'm allowed to make noise, I'm gonna make all the goddamn noise I can make.
For you.
You hear that concrete drill sometimes. They're punching holes in all the walls in the building.
And answers about your job and finances.
If you have a question,
You're gonna hey, can you imagine finding out you get up in the morning, turn on the radio, you find out you ain't got a job no more? This traffic report is brought to you by XYZ Industries, letting you know you're all unemployed now, so there's no point hitting the road.
But it also highlighted for him
They're
what
doing a
complicated
study on
process it can
12-year-olds.
sometimes be for many seniors.
What a happy, jovial place. Everyone was in a good, friendly, relieved mood. It was so nice. But also, let me tell you, if my parents didn't have me in their lives to sign them up, they would have never been able to figure this out. What a complicated process. First, you need multiple emails. What 72-year-old couple has their own individual email? I tried calling because I was confused by the Peel website and was told everyone
check
was
that
busy, and then it
mail
automatically
thing.
hung up. Again,
See if the government sent us some mail.
themselves. But at the end of the day, Mom and Dad both got their first dose of Pfizer, and I felt like crying. Now, the fact it's been almost 4 months since our first vaccine here, and we're
So
just now
this is
getting to my 72-year-old parents.
someone tries to give you something. I forgot. If they sell it to you and they're ripping you off, you're more likely to fucking fall for it. It is the other thing, the false scarcity. Make it impossible to get. And then people are so excited they got through the process, they forget what the fuck they're applying for.
I could have reached out to a Treppz member realtor, checked out the
Probably
houses
had
and
more
property
news.
listings, skimmed a couple of market reports, crunched some numbers with their land transfer tax calculator.
And bought a third house to make up for the second house while getting out of the first house.
Be fast, be first. For all your real estate needs, choose Treppz.ca. Powered by Treppz MLS.
What was that company? Something PEDESTRIAN? No.
That means pretty much anyone can save big on a German engineered Volkswagen. Like the turbocharged, fun-to-drive jet.
Velo.
T1 with an available third row for all. Even if you can't tell Schnitzel from Lederhosen, you can still get 0% financing for up to.
You're all trying to remember too. Velotron or some shit. Everybody pretends to ride a bicycle. Do I try to fit the last of? No, see, this is no. Look, it's the exact amount that you'd be like, oh, just throw it in there. And I'm like, I will, and then the paper's gonna rip. I'm gonna do it anyway. Fuck it.
A steady start to what is already the last trading day of the first quarter. First 3 months to be in the books on the markets as of 4 this afternoon.
Oh, and our GDP went up 0.7% between December and January. Oh shit!
Average of 8% so far for 2021. The TSX not far behind, up by 7.3%. The Nasdaq, which of course was the standout for 2020, is up just 1%. You look overseas, the
outdated listing
Frankfurt DAX index, which just yesterday hit a record high.
The companies on there don't make sense anymore.
London's market up 4% and Tokyo up by 6.33%. So far, so good for most of the markets in 2021. This morning, we're looking over some earnings and likely some downdrafts on companies like BlackBerry, which has been a favorite.
Tokyo closed like 4 or 5 hours ago. You know that.
Not so much for actual investors who track fundamentals in a company.
Right, the Nikkei. Chimex, the Nikkei, the DAX, the FTSE,
the CAC, on just sales of $210 million. As software sales slumped, its overall sales activity slowed dramatically, and BlackBerry right now is poised for a 6% drop in the opening minutes. Year to date, it's still up by 40%.
See, I'm not a problem with
very good quarter, but its guidance, while positive, they're still saying they're talking about some supply disruptions in the short term.
Oh, I'm gonna fucking die. Oh, yeah, that's why I was rolling a big joint. Oh, shit.
More comfortable clothing or dressing a little bit more formally going back to the office. We'll see. Lululemon is indicated down 2% pre-market. Dollarama is raising its dividend and targeting more stores for the Canadian retail space over the next decade. Its earnings were kind of mixed in the latest quarter. Price for oil down 39 cents, 60.16. The Dow is up by, or indicated up by 3 points. And the dollar up by 1/5 cent, 79.41. Top stories of the morning and the opening bell up next to the business center.
You can say up. It's all indicators. All these numbers are indicators.
When it comes to downloading maps to find your way, don't let your data plan.
What's the speed? And you're expecting 100. It says it's indicated 100, and you go, what?
Extra hours of data every month when you need it. It's enough to keep you on the road for that extra scenic route. On all voice and data plans, only with Fido. Visit a Fido
I'm still not paying you, bitch.
Fido.ca for details.
Signs of it.
And fast.
Breaking news.
So Fido is also owned by the same company that owns this station. You're gonna find that a lot of the advertising is from other companies that they own.
Safely and adventure on with great deals on 2020 models from Subaru of Mississauga. Get into a 2020 Subaru
Fuck, I should have just left.
All-wheel drive. Get a $2,000 cash rebate on 2020 Imprezas or 0.5% financing today. The all-weather drive event.
Oh damn! I let another half hour creep by. There we go.
Just south of the 401. Adventure on. 680 news time, 9:30. Toronto's #1 for breaking news, traffic, and weather. This is
Lactose, dextrose, sucrose, Toronto.
Morning, this is Wednesday, March 31st.
You're fucking lying, bitch. You know you're lying about that.
Now. Ontario governments are set to announce an investment of hundreds of millions of dollars for a new vaccine.
I'm half expecting to see Trippz art.
New study results show the Pfizer vaccine offers 100% protection for children 12 to 15. This is York and Halton Region's open vaccination bookings to people 65 and over.
There are now 421 people in the ICU with COVID-19. That is a record high. Peel's medical officer of health says he does not want to see the loosening of restrictions.
And we are in for weather whiplash from a high of 20 to some snow to start April off, and that is no joke.
1 point separates the Leafs and Jets for first in the North. They face each other tonight in Winnipeg, and the Raptors are at OKC. Sports at 45.
All these cryptocurrencies, how come nobody came out with just points? I thought it was all going to be played with credits or points. They didn't call them points on TV back in the days. Credits.
Business at 56. 680 News Time 9:31.
That is time for 680 News, traffic and weather together on the ones. And good morning, Zach Bosenstein.
Good morning, Irene and Scott. This report brought to you by 407 ETR. There's a new problem now on the eastbound 401 east of Mavis. And the
of course, that's when you advertise the 407. Some other highway is all fucked up.
400 in the express. Still a busy drive on the west 401 out of Scarborough from Markham Express, McCowan Collectors to Kennedy. Full shutdown of Midland from Progress to Shepherd. That's for fire cleanup. South 404 DVP heavy from Finch to
somebody gonna get some salvage money out of this.
Gardner from the Humber Bridge to east of Dufferin. 407 ETR remains committed to supporting customers and communities in the GTA throughout the long-term recovery. Learn more at 407etr.com/road to recovery. With the forecasters, Jill Taylor.
Any showers will come to an end. Mainly cloudy, some sunny breaks, a gusty wind out of the west-northwest. Already reached our guaranteed high 17 for the afternoon near 10. Tonight, -2. It'll feel like
-17 for the afternoon. You heard her say, put a pause.
17.
Downtown Toronto right now, light rain and 7 degrees. 680 News Time 9:32.
One thing, but seriously, put
Big
a
announcement
pause
from
in
the
that.
federal and provincial governments that could be a game changer down the road in the battle against COVID-19.
Vaccine production is coming to Toronto. 680's Cormac McSweeney with what we know so far.
The new vaccine facility is being built in Toronto, and sources say the federal government will invest $415 million in a partnership with French pharmaceutical company Sanofi Pasteur. Ontario's government will contribute $55 million to the project. While this new facility will be mainly focused on producing influenza vaccines, it will have the tools to fill and finish other vaccines on a mass scale. Sanofi will invest
There was no flu season this year. You guys must be feeling like
$455
dickheads not making no money this year. Wow.
Skilled jobs. The company will also invest $79 million a year to fund Canadian research and development.
They're not going to mention that part of the story. They never do.
It became clear Canada lacked the vaccine production capacity to develop our
A year
own
ago, we
COVID
knew
vaccine
this.
quick enough. And that
This company could have stood up a year ago and said, hey,
from signing deals to produce
we can solve this problem, a little bit of money.
The Trudeau government has promised to make
Seeing as how chances are we won't have a flu season this year, since you're all going to be wearing masks. Nope. Nope. They thought they'd be getting their bread and butter. There was no flu season this year. Instead of 700 people hospitalized, 17.
Tested on teens. 680's Kevin Meisner has that and more.
The latest study of the Pfizer vaccine shows the shot is not only safe, but offers strong protection for children ages 12 to 15.
Well, no, I find this highly suspect.
100% protection against the virus.
There were
with none of the
0
volunteers
cases.
who were given the shot getting infected, and all
Yeah,
showing
there's something wrong with
excellent
that
antibody response. Public health expert Dr. Ashish Jha says this study could encourage some
Where did
governments
you
to
do
give
the
the shot to
study?
children
You better
ahead
have
of the
done that
return
one in
for the next
Brazil or
school
South
year in
Africa, but you
September.
didn't. You did it here.
Really a high level.
Oh, we tested the vaccine. This kid hasn't been outside in 6 fucking months, and they didn't get sick.
So far, so I think this is terrific.
The vaccine bookings begin today in York and Halton regions for people 65
Hold
and
on.
over.
I don't give a fuck about the efficacy rate. You're supposed to test for safety.
34. It's been 6 days in a row of more than 2,000 new COVID-19 cases in
No, it's been
Ontario.
7 because it
We'll
was
find
6
out
yesterday.
soon if the same holds true for a 7th day. And hospitalizations have also been.
Well, today's the 8th.
Cities
Yesterday
all
would be the
encouraged
7th day because they
live with
report the
more
number today.
Scott, when we look at
Today's the
ICUs
8th
right now,
day.
there are 421 patients in Ontario's ICUs with COVID-19.
It'll make you feel better. I yelled back at the radio the things you did. They'd hit your head and you go, wait a second. Yeah, I'm fucking already cussing at him.
The variants of concern figuring in there. Now we just
Well,
got an
what's the
update
one slot?
from the
Is it
city of
slot or
Bridge
no
that says
slot?
its
No.
positivity rate is going
One of these
up as
Curvoniga
well.
books.
It is currently at 14 14.2%, 14.5%.
Oh, I got the intercom thing on the wall. It looks like every time I walk past it, it's like, hello, big brother.
He does not want to see the loosening of any more restriction. Our conversation must turn away from the loosening of measures further to focusing on what can we do to stop this resurgence.
I'm a chip.
I've previously said that reopening for the sake of reopening is not victory. Any further loosening of measures at this time, where vaccine coverage remains low.
Did you say loosening instead of loosening?
And severe disease.
It comes across as unprofessional. You did.
Middle-aged adults who are increasingly more vulnerable to the variants of concern.
Now, this comes as Ontario has reported 6 straight days of more than 2,000 cases of COVID-19. The next round of numbers are due out next hour. Reporting live, I'm Owen Qureshi.
680 News Time, 9:36. It will be a chilly start to April with snow tomorrow for northern areas of the GTA. And a high of only +1, but as we hear from our meteorologist Jill Taylor, temperatures will warm up in time for the Easter long weekend.
Plenty of sunshine for the most
Good
part.
Friday long weekend, because the Easter long weekend is the Monday. The Friday is the Good Friday long weekend. It's like two weekends back to back.
Saturday and by Easter Sunday near 13 degrees.
There are some closures to keep in mind this long weekend. The LCBO and beer store will shut down on Good Friday and Easter Sunday, but they will be offering holiday hours on Easter Monday.
Fire crews were called to a cell phone tower fire near the 401 in Scarborough this morning. It broke at 5:30 off Midland Avenue. At one point, flames could be seen.
Tell us about the pedestrian on the QEW. Oh, buddy's like, oh, so we called rescue. Not mentioning that's it's RESCU. It's just the name of the agency that owns the cameras. They don't rescue nobody.
Police were called to the Bridle Path neighborhood in the Bayview and Lawrence area just before 5 yesterday afternoon.
Some truck pulled up and it says rescue on the side.
And no one was injured. Police did not say if any weapons were involved or if charges have been laid, but the investigation
maybe his car is stuck somewhere.
It's a big game for the Maple Leafs tonight, who are facing the Winnipeg Jets.
The nuts and bolts are attached appropriately.
You know, and it actually happened to a friend of mine. I was, and I think I probably told the story on the air before. Driving back from a cottage down the 400, she calls and says, "Listen, do you mind just following slow behind me here, because I feel like there's a clunking going on in my front tire, and I don't know what it is. Let's try and get back into the city safe and sound." You know, going about 100 down the 400, and all of a sudden her car drops down to the ground. We didn't even see the tire until we noticed it was like up in the air and rolling down the highway, and sparks were flying from under her car. She sawed off the whole rotor of her car because of it. So there's a lot of damage that can be done. It's not just the tire did no damage to anyone. We found it.
Fuck up the hub or not, just
way down the 400, and we're able to safely bring it back. But there is no. The rotor was destroyed. You can do a lot of damage to your car, not just
but that's a disposable part. It's a consumable part.
You heard the interview that we did a couple years ago, where they said you have to go back.
Damage the hub or not? She paid for a new hub anyway. Probably got to use one.
Can you go back and get your tire checked?
No, I do not.
What was the air pressure in that tire when you picked it up?
The dealership makes me do it.
Those are the questions I have. First thing I would have done. 40
feet
high.
If a dealership wants to charge your nuts, you don't say no.
Exactly. You just say yes.
I think, don't they?
Mike Croatia, Washington.
Coming up, we'll check to see where the price of the pumps is going.
Le Premier Ministre lui-même.
Like my dad spoke about it earlier on, I feel like that experience is helping me bring some knowledge into the syllabus as well.
It's syllabus.
4 titres qui seront associés à une couleur distincte. C'est-à-dire que là, il dit avoir vu, Julian, une brume rouge envahissant la pièce lorsque la mélodie lui est venue en tête. Donc, il a décidé d'associer une couleur à chacune des chansons qu'il va lancer au cours des prochains mois. Je me suis passé la réflexion que c'est très tendance. Il y a Ariane Moffat, notamment, qui a donné le nom d'une couleur à son nouvel album, la couleur Incarnat, un rouge-rose. Donc, le concept de la couleur Pantone associée à de la musique est vraiment très à la mode. Donc, on écoute la nouvelle chanson Rouge de Julian. Quelles seraient nos recommandations?
We do. Call Mark.
Yes, our #1 fan, Mr. Chomo, is on the watch. Okay. Yes, our #1 fan, Mr. Chomo, is on the watch. Okay. I've shown you enough times. Yeah, the whole one side of the screen is black. The bar disappeared. Okay, nothing to do with what I was gonna click on. I don't know why you flip the fuck out every time I do this. Wow, you're angry, Chomo. Wow, you're angry, Choda. Angry Chomo. You gonna show me how angry he is. All you guys a button to push on the touch. It doesn't even go click anymore. It's a touch screen, isn't it? So far, this guy's accomplished making me smoke 2 or 3 cigarettes before my joint instead of 1. Wow. I feel so harassed and persecuted. Did you remember, they start off throwing blood in my face and work on to trying to harass me on the internet. And I'm supposed to, oh yeah, some crazy bitch outside Drake's house. I can only assume is what it is. It's probably screaming about her baby or some shit. No, that's not what I call it. Click. Wait, what? Radiator, heating, Wikipedia. Really? Let's take some time to check all these. Close enough.
I'm the realest, the hottest in the city, regardless of what city I'm in. Getting paid for my rhymes. Black proceeds a crime. When I flow is divine. Let me show you how to shine. In this moment of time, I need to hold something. Which
RCMP was there ever since I mentioned that to you, you got mad, eh? RCMP for it. We just kill anybody that is killed.
Close my eyes, I don't wanna see. Said most of the world, so it was, so it be. Until we wake the fuck up, yeah, I've been a G. But that ain't all there is to me. Me and Lady Luck, we got history. Cause I shouldn't be here physically. Don't even front. If I was gone, I know you'll be missing me. The reaper in the shadows with a sickle glistening. For as long as I can, I'ma leave them there waiting on me. And all these rappers suck, I know y'all been waiting on me. Yeah, mama used to do it, now the boys say the same shit. Putting other families through it, the streets get hectic.
The Reaper has a sky
fighting when you in the corner flexing. Like you would tell you, any man come against me, I'ma spike him. Heard somewhere in the Bible it says we're built just like him. So we guard like him.
I need a sickle, a titanium dioxide plated sickle.
I'm the realest, the hottest in the city, regardless of the city I'm in. Getting paid for my rhymes. Black proceeds a crime. When I flow, it's divine. Let me show you how to shine. In this moment of time, I need to hold something to know that it's mine. If I slip and I fall, who gon' catch me? If I'ma fuck it all up, or you just gon' stand there and let me with friends like these. And these enemies, close my eyes, I don't wanna see. Said most of the world, so it was, so it be. Until we wake the fuck up, yeah, I've been a G. But that ain't all there is to me. Me and Lady Luck, we got history. Cause I shouldn't be here physically. Don't even front. If I was gone, I know you'll be missing me. The reaper in the shadows with a sickle glistening. For as long as I can, I'ma leave them there waiting on me. And all these rappers suck, I know you'll be waiting on me. Yeah, mama just blew it, got a voice of the same shit. For another family story, these streets get hectic. That's the only thing you were fighting when you in the corner flexing. Like you would tell you, any man come against me, I'ma spite. Heard somewhere in the Bible it says we're built just like them. So we God-like, but we not like by God. All my thugs know there's no days off. How much did you want? How much would it cost to say it hurts less if you put the better they go? Like most of friends tell me how to hit bars. All I know is guess how he read his ball, but they said it all. Been a blast. I got hard times in the rear view, something in the deck I can knock to. I got hard times in the rear view, something in the deck I can knock to.
So you keep trying to show me my face distorted into, I guess what you call grotesque grimaces or whatever. Yeah, I've got pedophiles trying to whack off psych ops me. That's gonna happen. Stupid. How many motherfuckers that may kill yourselves? Dumb motherfuckers. Shorty's dead, stupid. So's the old dude walk around with his pants down, he's dead.
Check it out, though.
Dude, you got your fucking leg busted. She got her fucking finger busted. Looking this up, stupid? You really think doing this over the internet's a good idea?
My mama told me better. There's days when I felt like I couldn't go any further. Wake up in the morning, I don't even want to get up. Dear God, yeah, we fed up. 2020 is all about keeping your head up. Are you coming back or did you forget us? I'll wait here for a while, I guess. I ain't perfect, but I try my best. Yeah, we tired, is it time that we took the rest? It's been a long time that we've been doing this. Got a few friends gone that I always miss. And I was there when they lost my grandfather. Felt like I should have cried, but my anger wouldn't let me feel for a stranger. Plus I got my mama's pride. We gon' make it through the day, we gon' be alright. Trying to learn from life's lessons, especially from the losses. Gotta respect the process. You know you just don't know. Trying to learn from life's lessons, especially from the losses. Gotta respect the process. You know you just don't know. Yeah, who summoned me? Who summoned me? The rap genie, the rap genie. Your wish is my command, your wish is my command. Your wish is my command. Yeah, took a break for a minute, a hiatus away from the.
Looks like I sprayed it with WD-40 in 1 hour.
All right. All right.
No, YouTube, no.
Shorty, you can't blame us. I remember times only walking in. Shorty, you can't blame us. I remember times only walking in. Yeah.
Don't hustle for me, dog. Do it for yourself. I know letting that heat off is bad for their health. I got sharks on the cell. If you scared, just stay in the house. You wants on me. Looking at 5 to 10. This might be the last rhyme you ever hear me spit. No regrets. Fuck that. I got many. I be a rich man. And for everyone, I got a penny. Sometimes reality hits you like a semi. Gets you when you ain't ready. Something punched by destiny. Keep your guard up. I'm on my knees praying. 3 in the AM. Hope God's up. Yeah, I'm running out of tears. Still praying for my homie and all his kids. They deserve better than this. Never forget, you gotta know your worth. No matter how bad it gets, just know it could always get worse. They ask questions later and shoot first. You should learn to appreciate life. I know sometimes it don't seem like, but it's a gift. And if you left right now, there's so much that you miss. Too many ghosts on these blocks as it is. We stronger than that. Play this track, bring that real shit back. Yeah. Bring that real shit back. Bring that real shit back. Y'all don't wanna see me like this. The violence is endless, the pain is true. The only thing we ever do, pulling money from the avenue. Yeah. Y'all don't wanna see me like this. The violence is endless, the pain is true. The only thing we ever do, pulling money from the avenue. Raindrops keep falling on my windows. Misery goes where the wind blows. I'm blowing on the window, trying not to stress it. There's drugs in my dressing. Death to jail, we got no options. What's the question? 'Cause I ain't paying attention. What's poor kids crack was the greatest invention. Until they kick your door in, or they catch your mama hoeing. It gets cold and tag on the toe. Just another John Doe man, trying to beat the dough man. Give me the program, it's supposed to be programmed. The devil took my hand, made me dance to a slow jam. Yep, I'm almost in some trouble. You kill to kill, it's the law of the jungle. It's hard to be humble. Pass me the ball, I might fall, I might fumble.